In the world of bees, this place is a bit special. It's believed to have the last remaining pure strain of the Ligurian bees left in the world. These were imported from Italy in the early 1880s.
For worker bees, and they make a little bit bigger one that's for drone bees. So when a queen goes to lay her eggs, she measures them so she gets the male one in the right one and the female in the right one. Has 4 slides that hold 18 in each one. They just push 18 in. They get locked in, and then you can just spin it around and fill the rest of them up. And then close the lid down, and the spin cycle starts up, and it goes for 10 minutes. That's about 300 revs a minute. And all the honey's removed. The dried wax is scraped off the side, and this is then melted down to make all our candles, furniture polish, and leather polish, cosmetics and soaps that we have with beeswax in them. And the ratio of wax to honey in this process here is 1 kilogram of wax to 50 kilos of honey.
Originally there were no bees on Kangaroo Island because it is out of flight range from the mainland. Honey is produced from the many varieties of trees and plants. The different flavours are achieved by moving the hives as the various species come into bloom, and there is no doubt that each one has a distinctive taste. Honey can be harvested about every 3 weeks, and the hives are moved every 6 to 8 weeks. There are many oddities to see as you travel around, like the golf course, which has blacks instead of greens. And the isolated post office with its range of imaginative individual post boxes. The Kelly Hill cave system, with its limestone formations, is actually quite extensive. It's thought to extend as far as the coast, which is about 9 kilometres away. You can arrange to go adventure caving with an experienced guide if you fancy crawling about on your belly and sliding through tiny gaps whilst wondering if the roof is going to stay up. But as a simple tourist, I prefer concrete walkways and the lights. The metal staircase down into the caves is quite steep and can be slippery when it's wet, so you need to be very, very careful. In fact, it can be too daunting for some people. No names, no pack drill. We drove to the coast through Flinders Chase National Park to get to the remarkable rocks. These granite boulders sit on top of a huge granite dome, rising steeply up out of the ocean. They've been carved into many weird and wonderful shapes through 500 million years, and truly demonstrate the immense power of the sea and the wind. It's quite safe to wander around the rocks, providing you take note of the warning signs. A little further round the coast is the Cape de Kudik Lighthouse, one of 3 on the island. This one is not open to the public, although the other 2 are. An excellent boardwalk with about 50 steps at the end lead down to the Admiral's Arch, a spectacular natural arch formed again by erosion. This whole area is a breeding ground for a colony of New Zealand fur seals who make themselves readily available to the tourists. Then it was back to Kingscote to see the pelicans. Flocks of these magnificent birds arrive every afternoon for their free feed of freshly caught Kangaroo Island fish.
When I come down here, you'll be pleased to know that I fall over, and those under me get fish all over. It is a very intelligent girl. We have here the Australian pelican. They are the largest of the pelican species found in the world. However, we do feel morally obliged to point out to people from America, and Texas in particular, that not only are these pelicans the largest in the world, they're also by far the best looking pelicans in the world as well. Can swallow a fair amount in one hit, and I'll try and demonstrate with the old fool. Did you get a close up? Now you notice how there he goes, how they do that fancy water ski landing. Sometimes you can trash their landings at the last minute by throwing a piece of fish at them, just like that. I'll take the rest of this fish out into deeper water, and what you'll see is pretty well identical to what you would see if you were watching them fish in the wild. As they swim about, they'll hold their wings up like this in order to keep them dry. Thank you, appreciate that.
Of course, there's lots more to see and do here than can be covered on a 2-day coach trip. Some parts of the island we never went near, but I can look forward to exploring those another day. If you do decide to make your own way here, just be sure to bring a 4-wheel drive. Good guidebooks are available in the travel centres covering where to go, where to stay and where to eat. But however you choose to do it, Kangaroo Island is well worth a visit.